was super important to like tell the story of like Senegal and like Dakar in the most like accurate way as possible, you know. But still from my perspective, so I had to come out here, live it for a couple of days, and just meet people, travel, experience the city, and like what I felt I wanted to kind of like portray that in a film, you know. So hopefully the rest of the world can relate to the feeling I had. While I was writing it, I hadn't visited. Obviously, growing up around so many friends that were from the country, you know, and like the information I would have had from them, and like again having so many kind of like legends come from this country. Yeah, I've always like seen it as a beautiful country, and a country I've wanted to kind of like produce work in. So like yeah, it was a dream come true for me as well to kind of like be here and be able to create. Coming here and meeting the team and meeting the crew, they all made me feel very welcome, you know, and like their work ethic as well was a blessing to see, you know. It's like everyone gave so much to this project. So like I realized that within an hour of meeting everyone, everyone was very driven and motivated to produce magic. I'm born in South London and raised, but my mom made no mistake let me understand that I'm an African, you know, and would show me images of my grandparents. Her as a child, like she moved to London at age 18, but she'd always kind of like remind me like of how beautiful home was, and that was my introduction into like imagery, you know, seeing the old family photos, and always just seeing that as beautiful. And the second I picked up a camera, I was like, I have to recreate what I felt, you know, and everything from like the texture of my imagery to like the movement and all of these different things like take me back to what I'd see growing up. For me, it was understanding things that were true to the country itself, like everything from like the rowers to like even like the kids doing taekwondo. Like I wanted to show that that is something that we do out here, you know, and we do it well, and young people are doing it. Does that make sense? And also to show their talent. One thing I wanted to show was that we're all athletes, whether we play sport at a professional level or not. Life is its own sport. The same way within sport, you're guaranteed wins and losses. It's the same way with life, you know, as we go, we experience loss, we experience achievements, and we're always in a sense of competition, you know, with ourselves, to kind of like better ourselves every day. So like that's where the sport within the film comes from, you know. It's like showing that journey through life and the many obstacles that we like overcome. All of my work is very people-based, you know. As I say, my job is simple. I'm a director, but the people bring it to life, and I take it very seriously. Like having people within my work that feel real, that people can relate to. Like I want people to watch this film wherever you are in the world and see yourself within it. And all of those people reminded me of someone I've met before in my life, you know. And there's a beauty in kind of like meeting people and experiencing how they are in front of the camera, you know. Like so many of these people gave amazing performances, and even me as a director, I was in awe at like what I would see in at times, you know. And like I've always loved the idea of like being able to sometimes unlock something that other people didn't really realize in themselves, you know. Like you might do something off camera and I'm like, I just saw what you done, do it again. Do you know what I'm saying? Don't be shy to do that in front of the camera, you know. Sembene, man, is someone that I've always kind of like, I've never met him, but I've looked at how he spoke and the way he describes film in a very simple way, and it's a very spiritual process. And for me, that spoke to me, the confidence that he spoke with. And these are like little qualities that I've always taken, like when I look up to people, the way in which they speak. There's a humility, but also a confidence you need to work with. So I feel like people like himself have a very perfect balance of that.
Thanks for watching All Day We Dream About Sport of Gabriel Moses.